Good evening, everyone, and welcome to EmoNews package for the 20th of November 2025. I am your presenter, Soana Benjamin.
And I'm Rick Francis. In tonight's headlines,
Convent High School Bathroom Enhancement Project showcases student-led innovation.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt tours south of Ireland.
Peerbush diasporas give back.
Calls graduate 32 learners.
United Labour Party defeated after 24 years as New Democratic Party claims near clean sweep.
And Trump signals possible land action against Venezuelan drug traffickers.
These stories and more
Coming up next.
We're at the different phases in life. We move at a different pace. All we need is to be supported. Cause when the baby's coming, business needs revamping, the new job starting, and you need an outfit. Let momentum hook you up. Momentum will hook you up. The wedding's planning, rent due dates coming. Momentum is your support financing. Let momentum hook you up. Momentum will hook you up.
And first up in local news, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt, accompanied by government officials and project contractors, conducted a series of site visits to inspect several ongoing developments in Dominica's southern region. The tour included stops at the Loubier Snug Corner Bridges, the Pichley Project site, Mitcham Bridge, the Grand Bay Housing Development, Tetmon Primary School, and the Bellevue Chope Primary School. In other news, the Massac Preschool has received a generous donation of school supplies made possible through the kind support of Miss Sonia Julian, a Dominican residing in the United States. The initiative was inspired by her godson, Russell, whose daughter recently enrolled at the institution. Heartfelt appreciation goes out to Sonia, Russell, and everyone who played a part in supporting the young learners. Together, we continue to invest in the future of our children. And in other local news, the Electoral Reform Coalition of the Commonwealth of Dominica, ERC, has issued a message of congratulations to the New Democratic Party, NDP, and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines following the historic results of the 2025 general elections. In its statement, the ERC said, "The outcome is a powerful affirmation of democratic values and the will of the people." The coalition congratulated Dr. Godwin Friday on his election as the country's 7th Prime Minister since independence. The NDP won 11 parliamentary seats, enough to form the new government, bringing an end to 25 years in opposition. The ERC describes this achievement as a major turning point in Vincentian politics and an important moment for the wider Caribbean. The coalition also commended Vincentians for what it called a peaceful, participatory, and fair electoral process, demonstrating the true strength of democracy. Looking ahead, the ERC says it is hopeful that Dr. Friday's administration will prioritize transparency, uphold electoral integrity, and advance socio-economic development, public accountability, and human rights. The organization added that a strong and democratic St. Vincent and the Grenadines contributes not only to national progress, but also to improved governance across the region. The statement also encouraged citizens of Dominica to show similar civic engagement when the opportunity arises to vote, especially after 25 years under a Labour Party-led government. The ERC reaffirmed its commitment to supporting democratic participation and says it stands ready to work with civil society partners throughout the Caribbean. The ERC extended best wishes to Prime Minister Friday, the NDP, and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines as they begin this new chapter marked by unity, responsibility, and national renewal. And congratulations to the NDP. And in some exciting entertainment news, the Bethesda Methodist Congregation, in collaboration with Wesley High School, is thrilled to present the third edition of Advent Jazz Vesper 2025, a magical evening of music, praise, and Christmas cheer. You are invited to join on Sunday, December 7th, 2025 at 5 p.m. at the Bethesda Methodist Chapel, Cross Street, Roseau, Dominica. This year's lineup promises to be a vibrant and inspiring showcase featuring the Cicero Singers, Akim Ismail, Janae Jackson, Shanice, Shalina, Royet, Star, Firelander, Shadrach Ogbonna, Grace Dancers, the Bethesda Choir, the Wesley High School Choir, and more incredible talents who will bless the stage. Come and experience an uplifting evening filled with your favorite Christmas classics, soulful jazz renditions, and joyful reflections as we usher in the season of hope, love, and light. Contributions will be $20 and all proceeds are in support of Wesley High School. Tickets are available at the Wesley High School office and at the Methodist Church office in Roseau. Mark your calendars, bring your family and friends, and let's celebrate the spirit of Christmas together. Let's make it a date, December 7th, 2025. And in more news, Project Impact Academy, in collaboration with the Convent High School 4-H Club, has announced the successful completion of a student-led bathroom enhancement project that raised $8,500 and brought together alumni, community members, and corporate sponsors. The initiative began in November 2024 with a single 45-minute brainstorming session and has since grown into a model of youth-driven problem-solving and structured mentorship. 13 Convent High School students organized themselves into project teams, overseeing fundraising, budgeting, communications, and quality control. Their efforts resulted in the full renovation of bathroom facilities and the activation of previously unused showers. Students executed the complete project management lifecycle from concept generation to closure, raising funds through raffles, sponsorships, and alumni engagement. Founder of Project Impact Academy, Dr. Rosette Rabes, said, "The project demonstrates the extraordinary results young people can achieve when empowered to solve real-world problems. Our Dominican students didn't just talk about innovation, they executed it," she noted. A ribbon cutting ceremony is scheduled for Tuesday, December 2nd at 2:30 p.m. on the Convent High School grounds in Roseau. The event will feature remarks from the student project manager and school officials, with formal recognition for the student team. The initiative aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and reflects the principles of the 4-H Club, Head, Heart, Hands, and Health, by promoting critical thinking, civic responsibility, practical skills, and leadership development. And in more local news, Paybush residents Bendel James and Kidron Alexander have generously donated a printer and office supplies to the Paybush Village Council. The need for these items was identified by Micah Walter, who reached out to the young men. They welcomed the opportunity to give back to their community. Micah Walter made the presentation on their behalf.
We are here today to do a short ceremony. It's a donation of a printer that was provided by Bendel James and Kidron Alexander to the Paybush Village Council. Just on background information, I was informed that the council doesn't have a functional printer, so I reached out to Mr. Kidron Alexander, who then reached out to Mr. Bendel James, who provided the printer. And then someone who wants to remain anonymous donated the reels of paper. All right, so we're just here to pass it on officially to the council. This will help in facilitation of their work and also help with income generation activities such as printing for the community and things of that sort.
Deputy Chair of the Village Council, Natalie Farrell, shared words of thanks and appreciation for the contribution.
So on behalf of the Peebush Dodan Village Council, we'd like to thank first and foremost Mr. Walter for reaching out to the diasporans, KD and Bendel, for this much needed presentation of printer. We can assure everybody that it will be put to good use. So we pray that God will continue to bless them so that they can continue to donate to us. And then just want to say a huge thank you. So on behalf of the Peebush Dodan Village Council, the clerk, the chairman, which I'm representing, thanks again.
In more local news, the center where adolescents learn to love and serve calls held its certification ceremony at the Methodist Church in Portsmouth under the theme, Empowered with Skills Inspired for the Future. Sister Anne-Marie Andrews, Executive Officer of Calls, provided an overview of the program.
As we reflect on the significance of this day, it's essential to acknowledge the divine guidance that has brought us to this milestone. As Zig Ziglar once said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." These words of wisdom resonate deeply to me, especially on a day like today, as we celebrate the achievements of our trainees. These skills not only provide a means of economic empowerment, but also foster a sense of pride, self-reliance, and confidence. As Nelson Mandela said, the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.
Mr. Ron Leslie extended his congratulations to all the trainees.
Your theme, which you can see it's our theme because we are all here present, empowered skills inspired for a future. This captured the skills needed in Dominica and to a great extent the region and the world. Each of you have taken an important step in shaping a brighter future which will have significant impact on shaping the lives of a brighter future for yourselves and our communities. For the past weeks, some of you, as I listened to your delivery on the various programs, I realized for the past week, someone you have dedicated precious time and energy and application to learning and perfecting your craft. It may be mastering stitches of basic sewing, learning the art of food preparation and preservation, development of the skill of basic engine repair, development of essential plumbing skills, practicing boarding and grafting, and preserving one of Dominica's culture through the traditional headpiece wear, and you have demonstrated a high level of commitment and perseverance. Being in the technical field, and particularly agriculture, and in the management of the technical faculty at the Dominica State College for the past 16 years, I'm aware of the mastery of skills takes a lot of time, determination, and effort. We celebrated here 46 individuals, 29 are females. I must emphasize again, 29 are females.
The featured speaker expressed excitement over the achievements of the trainees and encouraged them to use their skills to make a positive impact, emphasizing the importance of empowerment and inspiring the future, particularly among young people. All trainees were then presented with their certificates. The ceremony concluded with a brief exhibition showcasing items created by the trainees.
time.
Thank you. It's charging. Yes.
And finally, in local news, Dominica Freight Systems, in partnership with EMS Limited, has donated essential items to the oncology unit at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. The donation includes a microwave, printer, lunch bags, mugs, and pantry supplies to support the dedicated healthcare workers caring for cancer patients. Marketing lead Iodel Winston emphasized that while cancer patients are often recognized, caregivers are sometimes overlooked. This donation is a gesture of appreciation for the doctors, nurses, and staff who provide strength and comfort during difficult times. Both companies are committed to supporting community wellness and improving the working environment for oncology staff. And at EmoNews, we also join our voices to congratulate EMS and Dominica Freight System on such a wonderful initiative. And we also say thanks to the hard-working members of the oncology unit.
Thank you, Suwana, for that report. And that concludes the local news this evening. Stay tuned for the regional news after this message. And now for regional news this evening. Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Mitchell delivered powerful remarks during the opening ceremony of the Meddays Forum in Tangier, Morocco, emphasizing that the bond between Africa and its diaspora, including Grenada and the wider Caribbean, remains essential for shared progress, mutual respect, and prosperity. He noted that Grenada's experience from confronting climate changes to navigating global systems offers valuable lessons that highlight the need for cooperation, fairness, and inclusion in shaping a sustainable future for generations to come. He reaffirmed that while Grenada is small in size, it is unwavering in conscience and commitment and stands ready to collaborate, contribute, and advocate for a more just and inclusive global community. The New Democratic Party, NDP, has achieved a sweeping victory in the November 27, 2025 general election in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Winning 14 of the 15 parliamentary seats, the Unity Labour Party, ULP, retained only one seat, that of its leader, 79-year-old Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who has served as Prime Minister since March 2001. Prime Minister designated Dr. Godwin Friday announced live on state media that today, Friday, November 28, will be observed as a national holiday. He also invited citizens to a celebratory gathering at Heritage Square in Kingston. Dr. Friday is expected to be sworn in after meeting with the Governor General Dame Susan Dugan. The NDP's campaign focused heavily on youth unemployment and economic relief. Proposed measures included reducing value-added tax, providing a double salary for public servants within 60 days, doubling social assistance payments, and offering a $500 grant to mothers of newborns. The party also outlined development plans centered on the blue economy. Today, Dr. Friday and his team had major celebration at Heritage Square. And that's all for regional news this evening. Stay tuned for international news after this message. And now for international news. The death toll from Hong Kong's deadliest fire in decades has climbed to 128, authorities confirmed on Friday. Hopes of finding additional survivors are fading as many residents of the densely populated Wang Fuk Court apartment complex remain unaccounted for. Also in news this evening, US President Donald Trump has indicated that the United States may soon take new action against an alleged drug trafficking networks in Venezuela. Speaking to service members during a Thanksgiving call, Trump said efforts to target land-based trafficking routes will begin very soon, warning traffickers to stop sending poison to our country. Earlier this week, Trump designated Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his allies, as well as the so-called Cartel de los Soles, as a foreign terrorist organization. This move allows for new sanctions on Maduro's assets and infrastructure, though it does not explicitly authorize military action on Venezuelan soil. The US has deployed more than a dozen warships and 15,000 troops to the region under Operation Southern Spear. So far, US strikes on boats have reportedly killed more than 80 suspected traffickers. Legal experts say current US law does not authorize attacks on land in Venezuela, but the administration has not ruled out future action. Officials also told Congress that the military can continue operations without seeking additional approval under the War Powers Act. Trump's comments come amid heightened US military presence in the Caribbean and growing tensions over regional drug trafficking. Ukraine is facing fresh political upheaval tonight. President Volodymyr Zelensky has announced that his chief of staff, Andriy Yermak, has resigned following an anti-corruption raid on his Kyiv apartment. Yermak hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing and says he's cooperating fully with investigators. A key figure in wartime decision-making and peace negotiations, Yermak's exit comes as the US ramps up efforts to move talks forward. In a national address, Zelensky called for calm and unity, warning that internal conflict could jeopardize Ukraine's future. He plans to begin selecting Yermak's replacement over the weekend. And that's all for international news this evening. Stay tuned for the sports segment after this message. And welcome to the sports segment. In Game 3 of the DABA Premier Division Championship Finals, the Pebush Super Eagles powered past the BAA Sharks with a 78-64 victory, giving them a 2-1 lead in the best-of-5 series. Top scorers from the Super Eagles, Shama Felicity with 21 points, Kaloy Paul with 20 points, Lenin and Kaylan Paul also added 13 points each. Top scorers from the Sharks, Jimal Peltier added 13, Nigel George 13, Jaden Scotland 11, and Christian Scotland added 10. Game 4 is set for Saturday, November 30th at 9 p.m. at the Massac Indoor Facility. And finally, Australia has kept an unchanged squad for next week's day-night test at the Gabba, with Pat Cummins still ruled out despite returning to training. Josh Hazelwood also remained sidelined, meaning Steve Smith will captain again as England look to level the series. And that concludes the sports segment this evening. Stay tuned for the weather report from the Dominica Meteorological Service.
This has been the Nightly News Package for November 28th, 2025. I am the presenter, Anna Benjamin.
And I'm Rick Francis. This has been Emo Nightly News, every moment on 9. Have a great weekend.